like a Colombia 6 in the United States is like an 8. So when guys aren't used to getting that attention, and then the woman is smiling, I think that like, she genuinely likes you. You lose all your inhibitions because you so wrapped up like, wow, I can't believe this beautiful woman was talking to me. When I try to like DM a girl like who lives down the street from me, like she left me on red because she messing with the dope dealer who got the $100,000 Porsche. You know what I mean? And I got a nice Toyota Camry. It's good. It's reliable, but I ain't got a Porsche. You know what I mean? So when guys go over there and they're not used to getting that, they get hypnotized, and then they get hypnotized.
Hey, Jaime Woods, we here to travel and motivate. No curry, we just trying to keep our minds in a golden state. We answer to nobody but the Lord, we control our fate. Too many things to see just to sit in a hole and bake. We growing, ayy.
You were asking me, like, is Colombia safe, and are people kind of overhyping the danger? Mm-hmm. So this is what I will say, right? So for the most part, Colombia is safe. And when you look at like the crime rate between the United States and Colombia, like it's such a vast difference, right? Like, in the United States, you don't have to worry about somebody who may be mentally ill and just going up like to random places and just randomly like shooting and deleting people, right? In the United States, you have to worry about that. In Colombia, that's not going to happen. Usually if there's a beef, it's because like two people know each other and they have a beef. Most of the crime is typically petty crime, right? Like a purse will get snatched, or if you are in a four-way intersection and there's a guy on a motorcycle and you're not paying attention, you're looking down in the middle of texting, he snatches the phone and drives off. Like, you got to think, okay, like the average height for a male in the United States, I want to say is about 5'9", right? And the average height for a Colombian man is about 5'6". So they don't want to be confrontational. They're not going to want to fight. So it's a lot of petty crime and stuff like that. Now, when it gets to like the Scopolamine and, the druggings and stuff like that, guys are not doing their research, right? And what they're doing, you mentioned Medellin, they're going to one section of Medellin. It's a section of a section, right? So like, 𝐾𝐨𝐧'𝐿 is a section of El Poblado in Medellin. So it's like this, like in New York, right? How you got all the 5 boroughs, right? So, and in Manhattan, you got Washington Heights, Harlem, and I would say like Medellin is like Washington Heights. But does that mean all of Manhattan is bad? No, that's not what that means. But see, the thing is that people keep going to Washington Heights because that's where the action is. So you could get easy access. You understand what I mean? So you putting yourself in those precarious positions. And then when you go on these dating apps and like, the girl's like, hey, I want to meet you. Can I bring my friend over? And that's typically not Colombian culture, right? Like if a woman says, oh, hey, can I bring my friend over? And she's never met you before, like, and she wants to hang out, like, okay, I get it. You like, hey, as a man, I'm how about to have fun, but that's not how Colombian culture is, right? So typically a woman won't necessarily speak to you unless you come speak to her, one, or you get introduced to her by someone that she knows. So it's like a warm introduction, or like if you're out and about and you see her, she's not going to come and address you. Like she'll look at you and give you the choosing signals for you to come and approach her. You know what I mean? And again, I'm talking about regular women. I'm not talking about, like ladies of the night. Yeah, because ladies in the night, they gonna come and approach you, whatever, because they want to get paid. But a woman who's not on that type of time in Colombia, they're not aggressive like women in Brazil are, like how they'll kind of assert themselves. Colombia, like, no, they're more like reserved. Like, the woman will look at you and they will expect you as the man to come and approach them. You know what I mean? So that's how that works. Guys are putting themselves in messed up positions. And it's sad because these guys are not thinking like, hey, you have not only a responsibility to yourself, but you also have a responsibility to your family. Every time when you travel, that's important, right? And it's like, okay, there's two guys in my apartment building the last time I was there. And I think I've said this to you privately, right? But what ended up happening was there was these guys and they just kept bringing like a bunch of girls from Parque Yetas, and I kept seeing like the yellow cab literally like every 2 or 3 hours dropping different girls off. Hey, you know what? Have your fun, be safe. That's the problem. You were having your fun, but you weren't being safe. You know what I mean? And it's like, so these guys got scoped. One dude got his passport stolen, and he had to get flown out to the embassy, which is in Bogota, Colombia, and then had to get a temporary passport so that he could get back to the United States. So the short answer is it's safe. It's just that guys do stupid stuff. That's it, man.
And that's the thing, man, is that this is what they're not talking about in the media. You know what I mean? They always try to blame it on, the passport bros. They keep getting stolen. That's what you get for leaving the country, goddamn. You should stay in America and date the women here. Da, da, da. You know, they always pin it on that, man. But the thing is, man, I think these are just people that are going to Colombia that probably haven't really been out the country like that. There might be the weekend warriors, you know what I mean? They
absolutely.
They don't really get much action here in America, so they go out to a place like Colombia where there's a plethora of beautiful women all around with them accents, the paisa accent, you know what I mean? They speak to you and you get hypnotized. So the thing is, they hear these women talk and the way they look and the way they move and the way they act, all feminine and sweet, right? And, they're offering their rates or whatever the case is. And my firm belief is, I think, if you don't mess with these working women or these type of women, like, I think you should be fine. If you mess with a regular chick, as long as you as long as you vet her, you should be fine. And that's just my opinion.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I know we got a super chat, and we also got some comments in the chat. But let me just say this, because you have mentioned the beautiful woman, and that's important because most guys nowadays are not getting noticed by the woman. Like even average guys are not getting not getting noticed by average women, right? And I had a conversation. Last week where I was on this podcast and we were talking about like how the access to like average people nowadays with social media, right? Because like a Drake could slide in a woman's DMs. It could be a country singer, it could be a rock and roll artist, it could be an actor, who could just slide in like an average chick's DMs, right? And so like, and the inflation of the ego, right? Which is crazy. So when you go to a country like Colombia, where most of the women are beautiful, and like a Colombia 6 in the United States is like an 8. So when guys aren't used to getting that attention, and then the woman is smiling, and then you think that like she genuinely likes you, you lose all your inhibitions because you so wrapped up like, wow, I can't believe this beautiful woman was talking to me. When I try to like DM a girl like who lives down the street from me, like she left me on red because she messing with the dope dealer who got the $100,000 Porsche. You know what I mean? And I got a nice Toyota Camry. It's good, it's reliable, but I ain't got a Porsche. You know what I mean? So that's the vibe, man. So when guys go over there and they're not used to getting that, they get hypnotized, and then they get hypnotized.
So where can you go within Brazil that is going to be a lot easier and instant to meet a wifey material woman that you could bring back home and show your mama? In my opinion, I'm going to give y'all the gem.
Yes. No shame in my game.
Boa tarde.
Hey, Jaime. I'm streaming crazy.
I want to come
hours.
on. I want to come on later on to support you because you seem very nice and sweet.
Thank you, Jamie.
I have a question for you. Why is your screen name I Love Feed? Was that like a bet?
Yeah, it's like I was waiting my name. Mm-hmm. Who be the biggest valor can choose my name for 1 week. And my friend just hates me and choose this one.
Yeah, because I was like, why is her name I Love Feed?
Yes. Terrible. No. I don't love it thief. I don't love it thief. But send me pictures.
So we were just talking about red flags and stuff like that for a bit. So let's go over some more red flags. What are some other red flags when it comes to dating or women in Colombia?
Another red flag is when she starts asking you for money, and like if she says like, oh, like her mother is sick or her grandmother is sick, and when she starts like to do that, like no, because what will happen is like I've seen this happen with a lot of guys, and a lot of guys like who I have consultations with, it's almost like you could just tell, like, all right, like this guy has been through the same thing. Like, okay, for an example, right? A guy will pay the girl's phone bill. Maybe her phone bill is about $10-15, right? No sweat. Okay. But then what ends up happening, I need money for food, $30-40, right? Then, few weeks later or a month later, my grandmother's sick. She needs medicine, $75. I'm late on rent, maybe $100, $125. But you see the elevation, because the thing is that you, as the man, you started the domino effect. So it's like, the more that you get, like, okay, what's it called? Like the inch to a mile or whatever. Like, yeah. Like you give an inch and then now she's going to inch. Next thing
it's almost like she's testing the waters in a sense.
Yes. Yeah. She's testing the waters, right? Because like, $15, you're not tripping. But now, like now she's got you on the hook because, once she gets that 100, 150 out of you and you start paying it, right? And then like if you tell, like now you start to tell her no, and then she's gonna be like, oh, amor, and then now she's gonna be like, oh, you make me feel bad, and you know what I mean? And now she's guilt tripping you, and then now, you know what I mean? Like you're paying, $150, $200, $300 a month, right? And you start adding that, whatever, like dudes say, oh, well, I got it. But no, the whole point about it is this, right? This is why billionaires stay billionaires. And this is why rich dudes can end up broke. There's a difference. So what I'm trying to say is that no matter how insignificant you think that money is, it adds up. It adds up because you keep doing it, right? Now you're paying $300 a month for 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, whatever. You know what I mean? Like it starts to add up. And
it's like a car payment.
yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? So now it's like it adds up. And then like, okay, let's say you drop the one girl and you meet another girl and it happens again. And now you on girl 3 or 4, but who's the common denominator? It's you, because you are the one that you are the one who keeps enabling, and you're not setting boundaries. Guys don't know how to set boundaries because again, they get so enamored with the beauty and the woman being like so feminine to them and catering and loving on them. And essentially what these women do, they love bomb them. And these guys like it because they're getting their ego stroked. They also getting they stroke. You know what I mean? So like, they like, all right, you know, like I'm gonna come out my pocket, whatever. You know what I mean? Like, you know, and then next thing you know, hook, line, and sinker, because the money starts adding up. You know, $10, $15, $30, $50, $75, $100, $125, $150. You know what I mean? 200, whatever. You know what I'm saying? And what these women are doing, they have a rotation of guys, right? So like, the guy will say, "Oh, I'm coming here this week." You know what I mean? Right? So now, you know, she's getting prepared for the guy that's coming over. And what she'll do is she'll fall back from the other guys, you know, not really talking to him as much, because now the guy, you know, one of the guys is there in her face, right? And it rotates and it rotates. She got a group of 5 guys. So she's getting, let's say she's getting $300 a month per guy, right? So what's 3 times 5? That's 15. So she's getting $1,500 a month for not doing anything and living in Colombia. She living good, dog.
It's like a businessman. It's like they
it is a business. It's a finesse business. It's a finesse business, man. They do it in the DR too, man. They do it in the DR.
Yeah, I don't think it's something exclusive to Colombia. It's probably something that happens all around Latin America.
Oh yeah, no, but you know what? It's not even just Latin America anymore, because you got guys going to you got guys going to Africa, you got guys going to Kenya, you got guys going to Tanzania, you got guys going to Ethiopia, Ghana, so South Africa, like it's happening like across the world, like, because if you as a man are not focused like on your purpose and not able to read through the BS, you gonna get, man, listen, you gonna get in that trap. Because the thing is, man, you know, when you getting that good, and then next thing you know, like, you know, she taking out, you know, from your wallet. Oh, I need this, I need that, you know, I need my Wi-Fi, you know, I need my hair done, I need my nails done. You know what I mean? I need X, Y, and Z. You know, I live with my mom. You know, my mom need, you know, X, Y, and Z. You know, I got my little brother, my little sister. You know what I mean? And these women will have these guys on a hook. And it's a rotation of you know, anywhere between like 3 to like 10. And the badder she is, the bigger her roster is. Trust me. This chick is like Thanos. She got the Infinity Stone of Sips.